grand finals of the Super Smash Bros. Invitational. You guys have seen it all play out, and now it's down to just 2 players. So let's bring them out right now. They didn't get much rest between matches, but it is on to our grand finals with Hungrybox and ZeRo. Come on out, guys. Guys, time to play.
Who will be the first champion of Super Smash Brothers for Wii U? Are we gonna have sudden death grand finals? It is!
One grab, he misses. Hungrybox doesn't get it. Destruction!
Gonzalo gets the grab and forward throw. Hungrybox KO'd off of the top.
2, 3.
Untouchable. Basically, the inception of Smash 4, all we saw was ZeRo.
I mean, this is a guy that just, like, he's a winner. He knows how to win.
Having like a 50, 55, 60 tournament win streak.
57, maybe 58. Depends who you ask.
He was just destroying people. Like, it was ridiculous. It just seemed like he was so far beyond.
Dude, I don't play Captain Falcon. This is the thing. If I think I'm way better than the other guy, which is common, I'm just like, whatever. If I play a bad character like a Falcon, I can still beat you.
You know, obviously being like the best one, like unequivocally so. I remember seeing his YouTube videos for the 3DS, and it was like, this guy's pretty crazy with what he's doing, and then he won everything.
He was also the most studious. He would fly out players all the time. Any matchup that he felt like he had trouble in, even the ones that he's winning, he would still fly out people. Even though he was the best, he wanted to be better. ZeRo just had basically forced his will on the entirety of the Smash 4 community for so long. No one had any reason to believe that anything was gonna change that way. Even when Nairo was able to get a victory, like, no one had any reason to feel that way.
He has a way of just adapting and just, you know, keeping it going. The only person who, like, consistently, in my opinion, has posed a threat to him really is Ally.
ZeRo as a person, I personally don't know him that well.
Well, keep in mind, however, that I don't know him entirely, you know, so it's like I can't properly say how he really is. My first impression of Ally was this crazy Snake player that beat Music in that one time, you know. And then it quickly became, well, Ally is one of the greatest Brawl players of all time, you know. He's a extremely skilled player that is very smart.
I know he came from like a really hard, but he had a hard life at first, like especially during the Brawl days. He sacrificed most of his things in order to get good in Smash.
For the longest of times, my opinion of him was strictly like, this is an amazing player, you know, that deserves a lot of my respect.
I think he's a good person. I mean, like I said, I don't know him too much. He's a good person, but I mean, you should bear off asking someone who knows him better, like how a person he is. The first time we ever played, I beat him in a money match. I think that was it. Yeah, because after that he beat me. I think he beat me like 5-6 times after that.
I don't like to think of myself as someone that has like special talents or anything, you know. I just feel like I care the most out of anyone. For me, anything else didn't matter. I didn't play any other games. I didn't focus on anything else. And look what it got into. So I gotta respect that, you know. You know, I traded the opportunity to go to college because originally I was supposed to go to college and I was supposed to go to like law school. Originally I wanted to be an attorney. But then I said, you know what, let me try gaming for a year. Let me see if I can do this. So I grabbed my backpack. All right, let's go to the US. Winning the Invitational for me was a lot more than just like, oh, here's the trophy, here you go, here's your mom and your 5 minutes of fame, here you go, have fun. No, for me, it was like, how can I make this the most it can be? I need to like, you know, if everyone's gonna talk about you for a week, you need to make that week as impactful as possible. You need to reach out to as many people as possible because in a month, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, nobody's gonna care about you.
There's very few scenarios in which like you have a fighting game and you have a champion who's as studious as he is, such a great representative, someone who's eager to actually like grow the community. Like when people talk about esports and talking about being like an esports athlete and all the training regimen that you have to do to be the best, that's what ZeRo did. And I think that it took a while for us to see the kind of fruit of that, but I feel like the tweaks, I feel like the mistakes, I feel like the voids, all these kind of people, they are a byproduct of seeing a player who never stopped wanting to get better, who never stopped wanting to grow.
All the characters.
Oh, that was a sick
Lord.
read. It's done. It's done. It's done.
So Ally as a player has like always been very interesting because it seemed as we saw initially we're going to Smash 4 and it just didn't seem like it was really clicking with him. It just never seemed that he was going to be polished enough to be in a space where he could even kind of like touch ZeRo in that way. And this is a guy, if even back in the day in Brawl, a lot of people saw Ally as a guy who didn't really practice. This guy's just naturally good. He just has a good understanding of how to condition people. He's probably one of the best, if not the best at conditioning people. He was always a guy who had that neutral game, but even in Brawl, he played Snake. So he played a character where he didn't really have to practice that punish game. Snake hits you with an F tilt, that's like 21%. So it made sense in hindsight, but back in the day, it just seemed like, oh, well, it didn't seem like I was gonna be all that good at the game. But once he had that punish game, all of a sudden you just saw him blow up and get to the next level. We saw him kind of studying the game a bit more, playing a bit more, practicing a bit more. And then obviously then you had Gomo, you know, and Tony Singh, and that's where like everything just went crazy. So Gomo was just basically just like playing the event, supposed to be amazing. ZeRo, it seems like he's in the space where, oh, he kind of lost versus in terms of like Nairo, but it seemed like he went right back to doing the same thing as usual. It seemed like everything was just clockwork. Then you're thinking of Ally, obviously he's just performing better. He's getting that level and everyone's thinking, okay, so let's see what Ally can do.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mewtwo King! What a read! He's got a limit though. All right, he catches him out of it. Oh my God! What's going on? And he charges the up smash and he gets it. ZeRo nodding his head. He thought he could make the comeback, but he doesn't. Okay, going up 2-0. The crowd is going crazy. Oh yeah, jump. Okay, he's good. He's good. Oh, Nair. Nair into Nair. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. He's not. Oh, he is. He is. And Mewtwo King puts ZeRo into losers. 3-0. 3-0. The crowd is going crazy.
ZeRo lost to Mewtwo King at the very tournament. Jason, he's always been good. He's the one who kind of taught ZeRo. He put him under his wing. He's essentially that mentor. Again, even that victory, I feel like people didn't look at it as too crazy because it's like, oh, well, ZeRo's just going to come through the tournament as usual, and he's just going to dominate the tournament. Again, people just had no, they had no thought process of ZeRo actually losing this tournament.
ZeRo able to close it out 3-2 against his good friend and roommate, Larry Lur from Southern California. Look at Ally staring his victim in the eyes, maybe.
Everyone's like, okay, we'll see what you do, hometown hero, good luck. You know, this is ZeRo. I'm sure that even someone like, you know, on the social media team there probably already had something. Congratulations, ZeRo, you won the tournament. Like, that's what happens, right? But no one really thought of it like this is about to be a start of something special.
All right, here we go. Diddy Kong versus Mario.
And one factor is Ally definitely has the crowd in his side.
Yes, he does.
All these Canadians in the crowd right now want this man to win.
Top 8 for Ngamo 2016, you know, you could just feel the energy on the battlefield, right? You could just tell that something's brewing, something's about to happen. The crowd, they felt it too. They'll just chant period, just to let you guys know, like, the hype was real.
That one down to ZeRo with a little fist bump, you know, like that was too close for a game 1 right now.
All right, game 2 of set 1 of grand finals here. ZeRo coming from the losers bracket, of course. He's got a long road ahead of him, 5 more victories.
Item play right now, and the up tilt.
What a heartbreaker. Ally's getting so close, though. He just needs to close it out.
Man, this man played me so many times, and I have not taken a game yet. So when he was up 2-0 in Grand Final Set 1, I was like, oh man, you know, this is happening again. It's not even the cheat, it's the Diddy Kong right now.
This is not over by any means. I think even with the reset, if Ally just keeps his head on straight, he can pull this off.
Yeah, definitely.
You see a mistake like that from ZeRo, and
God,
now he gets the first stop.
I don't know if that was reactions or a read, but that was godlike.
Is that it? Cross stage? Yes. Ally takes the
F-smash.
game off ZeRo. I think that is the first time he's ever done that in Smash 4 history.
Wow, okay.
If you beat ZeRo, like, automatically, you know, 3,000 Twitter followers and probably an ESPN article or whatever. And that was really the biggest thing when, like, ZeRo was doing all the stuff he was doing to everybody and you weren't relevant until you beat him.
All I'm saying, man, is if Ally wins here in Canada, this venue is going to erupt. I think those pillars are all coming down, man, and we're just going to be jumping up and down. Jumps and the side B, but he caught it. There. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, Ally. And the back the win, and the win, and the wispy assist.
And the funny thing was that there were other games there, but people, they mainly looked at the Smash crowd. You know, people all tuned in for Smash Brothers just because, like, that Canadian crowd was so loud. They overpowered everybody in the venue.
All right, the whole crowd is erupting. No headset in the world can save you from this noise.
I felt, okay, you know what? I just took a game. We never did that before. And then I managed to take game 4 too. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just 1 game away from winning. And then game 5, I feel like he was shook, man.
Yeah, but he was airborne, so didn't get the trip that he wanted.
Is that it? Oh my God, that's a stock! Ally 1 stock away from defeating ZeRo and being the Get On My Level 2016 champion.
When you saw the way that Ally was playing against ZeRo, did this guy figure out something?
Stop right there. No, he's, oh baby, he is shook!
went nuts. Everyone went nuts.
Huge pop off. It was in Canada, so of course all of Ally's buddies were there.
I had to go through like Larry. I had to go through N-Type, who beat me 2 times before. I had to go through MK Leo, and I had to go through ZeRo himself. Felt so amazing. Like all the Canadians just jump on stage. My glasses were destroyed in the process, and possibly get him to like actually be scared of me next time.
Just that set alone, it planted a seed of doubt in the entire community.
I beat him the first time. I was happy. You know, I beat ZeRo finally. Then I beat him again, and in my head I was like, man, I know I'm like even with you or just as good. You're not invincible.
Ally, for the second time in history, for the second time this year, will take a tournament from the best in the world, TSM ZeRo.
If ZeRo can lose, then there's the potential. The throne may be open, and that made a paradigm shift in the community.
Obviously, ZeRo was seen as like the be-all end-all, and for it to happen more than once, that wasn't normal.
I'm gonna sell this CD, man. This is how you beat ZeRo. I'll sell it for you for $5 instead of 20. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's the first of the month, man. Come on. What about you?
I need this. I need this, sir.
You'll be first in the world, man.
Here, I need it. I need it first.
All right, come on, man. We good.
Now you can beat ZeRo.
This man just plundered. This man just plundered the stock from ZeRo in under a second. I cannot believe that.
Actually, let's see what the PG stats put down for Ally. Hard reads. There we go. Relentless. His opinion of Ally is quite crazy. He says he feels like in the neutral he could beat Ally, but Ally could just do whatever he wants to get a KO at any time. Ally's just so innovative. But I know for a fact he's not the happiest person in the world when he has to fight Ally. This is 1 match, 3 stock.
1 stock off of Mario. He has to get 3 stocks off of ZeRo.
Ooh, what players are looking for it? I like how you put out that PG, that rated PG let's go, and we went to that rated R body. But good stuff to Ally for winning it for Midwest and West Coast being out due to the fact that ZeRo is only able to take 1 stock in Cruise.
Right there was really setting a good tone for what he can really do against ZeRo, like on that level. You know, he's winning with a stock, you know, disadvantage and still got the job done.
Yeah, pre-patch Cheek was like really stupid because of the down show up here. I just couldn't seal the stock before ZeRo, so he always beat me like every game. And then when Sheik got nerfed, he was kind of forced to use Diddy Kong. And I was already super good against Diddy Kong. So it's like, I feel like it's because of the matchup, the whole thing changed, the matchup and stuff.
Matchups are pretty important. You know, you don't want to be locked into a bad matchup. And at the same time, Ally has the quality that he doesn't really care about respecting players, you know, so it's like, it doesn't matter how good someone is.
Because usually ZeRo, it wasn't even just that he was winning. He was winning in dominant fashions. But here you have Ally, coming in, and like the spikes that he got on him, getting him to last hit situations and coming out victorious, like that was something we just did not see.
You know, the fact that Ally could do that repeatedly so many times, where like Mr. R, it's like he finally does it. Tweak finally does it. They finally get to like the mountain where like Ally just dances on top of it for some reason.
It was awesome because it gave us another direction to go with tournaments and how you're shaping how like a top 8 is gonna, you know, end up, you know, coming to its conclusion and stuff like that.
There's the back throw. It's going to be the up throw, actually. And he still gets it. Kame Mushi.
Defeats ZeRo. Impressive losers run. ZeRo finishing in 3rd place, but Kame Mushi.
If Ally was in that situation, I feel like he would have lost his stock. And there it is.
There it is indeed. Ally.
You said it. Remember what you said about not respecting Leaf Shield, and he did not respect it. He saw the Leaf Shield, immediately went out there. Ally with the pop off.
Yes, Ally taking 1st place here. Super Smash Bros. Wii U Grand Finals. We see Ally in the finals a lot for events. We see ZeRo in the finals a lot. Oh, look at ZeRo. He's actually really proud of Ally right there.
You saw him as a return, almost like a return of the Brawl King, right? Because Ally was someone who would be so dominant all the time.
When he won the Evo, like, of course, his like, kind of like his capital, his like stock shot up. You know, since ZeRo wasn't 2nd, people were like, oh my God, like ZeRo's falling off.
Like, this guy is actually doing it. This is a change. This is a change. Ally is someone who's potentially could be the best in the world. To me, it meant that despite all the skill and greatness that we see from ZeRo, that now there are new avenues in which we need to look at the game. Seeing that vulnerability, it opened up Smash 4. It became like a new game because now everyone's like, there is something else out there beyond ZeRo. Everyone was just questioning everything because ZeRo had been the foundation for the community for so long.
I feel like the metagame was shifting at that point. You know, a lot of matchups became relevant. You know, matchups like Mega Man became relevant. Matchups like Mario became relevant, and Bayonetta was up on the rise. Because after the break and the patches and everything, I was in like a big disadvantage because I wasn't used to like a lot of stuff. I was off the game for two months, but it felt like I was off for like a year. So that cost me for like half the season, but then I really stepped it up, you know, towards the end, and I won like so many back-to-back tournaments that like I climbed up last second, you know.
Of that attack. Barely, he's holding it together. That is gonna be it. An up tilt from ZeRo, and he is, for the 2nd year in a row, your champion in Low Tier City.
And congratulations to our winner, TSM ZeRo.
There he is, man.
And there it is.
Up and does it, and that takes the tournament.
TSM ZeRo taking 1st place here at Abadago Saga.
People didn't realize that ZeRo was actively competing like all the time. Like he went to everything, and Ally didn't go to everything.
Will he be able to get it?
Going to be it, and ZeRo takes K-Tar 19.
So he was slowly keeping ahead at all times. ZeRo's spread against the top 50 was such a gap between 2nd place. Like ZeRo's ability to dominate every level of the competition versus everyone else's is like unparalleled.
Double back here, and all the damage, and catches the monkey flip on the way in.
Catches the monkey flip and the stock. Anti 3-1 over ZeRo. Big trouble right here for Anti, and that is the closing moment. 6-0.
He was able to patch himself up, and he was able to tell himself, I'm the best player in the world. Now let me show this crowd exactly what that means.
You can keep your soul, but your ass belongs to ZeRo. Let's go. The clutch master himself does it again.
Ally, if he doesn't win, then he is sometimes not even top 8ing. So he had these dips that were a lot more pronounced than ZeRo. He has problems with Ally every now and then, but with everybody else, it's like kind of a closed deal.
And then we got into fall, and it seemed like things were kind of getting back to form, right? It seemed like ZeRo, yeah, maybe having little hiccups here and there, but it seems like generally he's still winning these tournaments. During that time, of course, the 2GGT was happening, and they're really special because it's all about really just paying homage to players and major themes that make Smash great. And then the finale for it was ZeRo Saga. So ZeRo Saga got announced. Everyone's super excited. No player has ever won their own event. And that became a thing in our community, like as a curse, 2GG curse. What a fitting way to actually close out the year and end the curse with ZeRo, because ZeRo's a guy who can do it. So the day one, ZeRo's like, hey, I want to have ZeRo's gauntlet. Okay, you're like, oh, you want to play everybody? He's like, yeah, I want to play every single person because I want to show what I can do.
Out of the 14 people who have beaten ZeRo, who do you think can take the set today? They are going to be best of 5s, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
You have ZeRo just going through all these guys, all these people he had lost to at the time. And ZeRo was just killing everybody. And an ally seemed like he wasn't going to make it. ZeRo's just dominating everyone. I mean, this is the same story, same script we always heard.
Uh-oh. You're not done. You got one more person to beat. Yeah, let's go. Where you at? Where you at?
It's true.
Get in here. We got one more here.
It's true.
Is he here? Is he here? God damn it, that man is here. He's here.
Like, it literally like was something from a movie. Like, you see Ally running up, everyone's cheering. Oh, okay, this is what we want to see. We know Ally can do it.
I tell you what, I've seen a lot of storybook endings, and it looks like this might be a rewrite.
Game! Ally just gets clapped.
A lot of people have been like, oh man, we need 5 guys, we need 5 guys. There's only one king. And then you have 9 people who can get second. Like,
Okay, maybe just ZeRo's back. Maybe it looks like ZeRo has this in the bag. There's not really going to be anything crazy that's going to be happening here. It just seemed like there's literally no way in the world that anyone's going to stop him. And then, of course, somehow, some way, Ally and ZeRo run into each other again. And you think to yourself, sorry, Ally. You already got dusted. Day one, you came in like a hero and you disappointed us all. Nothing is gonna happen. There's just no way. It seems like ZeRo figured it out once again. And we all know, once ZeRo figures it out, that's it. You don't win again.
Ally, Mario, Diddy Kong, ZeRo. You got 2 big teams coming up against each other.
Let's see if we can get it done right here. Of course, the curse of 2GG, very, very real and very much alive.
You have to play the neutral game really, really patiently and just really well. And our characters don't really cheese out stocks like compared to like ZSS. If you get the kill, it's because you got a read. I like playing because these a lot of neutral game.
Yeah, that's not where you want to get caught against ZeRo. And notice one thing about ZeRo, he has not been using too much banana, if any, really.
It really is out here hand to hand. Like, yeah, and that's what I'm really thrown off about.
Like, maybe just no confidence.
So here's the thing. Banana at that point was bad because you can't banana Mario the same way you can banana like Bayonetta. And Mario can grab it, and if he hits you with it, it gives him an easier way to get it.
The way this game started, you would have never thought he got this close. And just like that, he scoops him up. Is that enough?
Is it? It is! ZeRo, no banana needed, just heart, soul, and aggression.
Diddy Kong is a much more, I guess you could say, calculated, slow character. I have to study, I have to understand them, I have to review them, I have to understand concepts. For Ally, it's more like how perfect his instinct is from the first try.
All right. Ally, though, really just one hit away from just sealing the deal. Back there could be enough, and it will be. Ally not going to drop that one, evens it up 1-1.
My strong points are basically neutral game is really good. My bait game is really good, and I'm very smart.
Mario as a character is a character that flows really well with his own persona. Mario's more explosive in your face, thinking about good ideas and then thinking about, you know, the consequences later.
Oh, the wall jump with the recovery!
What a change of fate right there.
He is not afraid of making a mistake. For me, it's like, oh, I made a mistake, that's not good. You know, it's like, that's not good. You don't want to make mistakes. I tried to play, you know, to not get hit. Ally tries to play to hit.
He's not running through the 6 right now. He is running through ZeRo, emphatically taking that 3rd game.
As I said, you know, the curse of 2GG might be striking right here, right now, but we'll see. You know, ZeRo, if he ends up winning this game, we've always been saying game 5-0 is a little broken.
I'm telling you.
That's the true final boss.
Neutral game, he's probably one of the best too, to be honest.
Game 5 off to a pretty strong start here right now. 43 unanswered, make that 51. That's a 61. Can I get 77? Yeah.
I feel like he has the best like ledge coverage. Every time I'm on the ledge, I'm like, oh god, this is where it's really hard.
As said right now, he has not landed a single up smash to really take out
Which is just incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Given who it is, it's Ally, like up smash master. But at 133, it's not going to take much for ZeRo to send this into a game 5, and there it is. Gets it done in the clutch. ZeRo not going out.
Elliot, you have my hope. You have my hope.
One more time. Ally looking to do it here, but ZeRo, of course, other things on his mind.
So nice right there. Try to get a little more extension on that, but it does not matter. Nice cross up. He was there before he even rolled.
This is when it gets bad.
Because this is my one shot. You know, if I mess it up, then that's it. You know, there's no one's gonna come and give me a second opportunity.
It was your time before, now it's my time.
Down yet again. Ally almost getting another grab, and he chases him down himself. Ooh, ooh. Gotta watch out. Almost losing stock right here. I feel like one more grab in that situation might actually win him the game.
Oh, just lets it rip, and he did it. The kill. What a forward smash. Just throwing caution to the wind and throws him into the blast zone. 3-2, Ally. Let's get the first.
He just walked up and did it. He walked up and said, I believe this S-Smash is about to take this game.
He believed, man.
Oh, my God.
And when you believe, you achieve.
Fucking go!
And I knew from playing ZeRo all the time, I knew when he crouches, he has two options, down tilt or grab. So I was like, okay, what covers both? I was like, forward smash covers, because when Mario forward smash, he goes back a little bit and then forward smashes. So it'll dodge the down tilt. It's just knowing your 50-50s and which one is better, which one is safer, and which one you're not gonna die, even though you used it.
The curse. We have to curse. We have to keep it going. I spoke to him. He's like, it's not over yet. He's like, no, it's over. He said, Logan said that? No, ZeRo said that. We're saying it's not over, man. Remember, he's like, no, it's over. Wait, what? Like he's discouraged. Oh. I told ZeRo, like, it's not over though. You know, your Evo run back was really good. He's like, nah, it's over. That's what he said. So he's like really quite depressed.
Painful. That's just what it is. Painful. You know, it wouldn't feel painful if I didn't care. But let's say there's something that means the world to you, like it pretty much is your life, you know, and you can't figure out for an extended period of time. Keep in mind, this is the one person in the one scenario in the one game that I haven't been able to best, because there's been occasions where a player may beat me once or twice, but then they never beat me again. They just don't, because I really work hard to make sure that doesn't happen again. And for something to happen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, it's unacceptable. It makes me feel like I must be stupid to not figure this out. Like there must be such an obvious answer that I'm just not looking, and I must be stupid.
In terms of the head-to-head matchup with ZeRo, I was very disappointed by ZeRo's performances against Ally, because I felt that the majority of the reason that ZeRo lost to Ally was not necessarily because Ally was a better player. I felt that ZeRo was simply unsure of what to do against Ally. And because he didn't understand it, he allowed mental blocks to overcome him, and it really allowed Ally to take a dominance over him for a period of time.
Just like, he would just do options that was like, yeah, that's not really like safe, or, you know, that was a panic air dodge or a panic roll. Like, all those things are good for me. Like, I will react to it and grab you for it.
Even if theoretically Mario beats Diddy, it's very slight, you know, and it's difficult to admit that, because what then it means is like this person is outplaying you.
No, if you put Ally and ZeRo together, it's truly a coin flip in my opinion, because matches are always so close.
It was something that was very organic. These guys, at the time, for a lot of people, they just felt like these guys actually don't like each other. And Ally wants to make sure that ZeRo doesn't win. And you know what? He can actually do that.
That rivalry sparked an entire tournament, right? Maybe the greatest Smash 4 tournament we've had to date in Civil War.
Remember, this is still on the map. We're still doing this. We already got a little pretty little right here.
People heard that there was going to be a tournament that would exemplify all of that. If there was a Civil War, what team would you be on? Would you be Team Ally, and would you be Team ZeRo?
By the way, it was such an interesting mix-up. Just so you go straight ahead. Oh my God! Sudden death! What the? That was ludicrous.
Smash and Splash 2 sudden death finish. That is just such a, like, 1 in a million set. It spawned a, rivalry, Team Ally, Team ZeRo. The whole Civil War storyline could come out of one set. I mean, I don't know what can be more legendary than that.
That just blew up because everyone at this point already felt that happening. Everyone already felt like they're kind of on sides. Everyone's like, I'm gonna be there. Like, yeah.
Finally here.
Finally he's here.
After months, nearly half a year of hyping up this event, Civil War, day 1 is finally starting. Ally versus ZeRo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be like one of the 2 pillars, like you said.
It's crazy. It's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. It's like, you don't really want to be the team that loses, regardless of what team you are.
This is Smash 4 at its brightest. I mean, if we needed a better main stage, I mean, I don't know where we'd find it.
It's a lot of fun pressure, I will say. It's more like, like this is a really cool opportunity to finally get you, but it's also an amazing opportunity to just showcase that Smash 4 is more interesting than people think.
It's people like C9 Ally. It's people like TSM ZeRo that created that kind of structure where people have passion.
Honestly, I'm sweating.
I don't know how they're gonna top this.
Whoever wins Civil War, if it's like a Team ZeRo or Team Ally, it's gonna, it's gonna be cool too. Like, I won the war for you if I didn't make it to Grand Finals. But essentially, the best scenario would be me and ZeRo make it to Grand Final. That will be the best scenario.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Over! Matai beats ZeRo!
Matai! God damn! I cannot believe it!
Down from there, but instead he's gonna take the back air. He's done it. Esam pops off. Esam has defeated Ally, destroyed his demon, and ended the Civil War.
Yeah, we got destroyed, dude.
They didn't even fight each other in bracket, you know what I mean? They both got upset pretty early, and neither one of them made top 8, so that was actually pretty nutty. That whole tournament was pretty ridiculous when you think about it.
Yeah, funny enough, I feel like the whole Civil War thing brought us closer to each other, like closest to each other as we've ever been.
After we lost, we were like, yeah, we got bodied. And it was like a mutual thing. It's like, yeah, we got bodied, man. We lost together, man. This is how it is.
It was probably the complete opposite of the intended, because probably the whole point of Civil War was for us to hate each other, so it was entertaining for the viewers. The way me and Ally at work is that we're very respectful competitors. I think there's a difference between like the new Smash players and the old Smash players. Like the old players are a lot more humble, a lot more down to earth, and they're a lot more rooted to where they come from. So it's like, they're perfectly aware, there's going to be days where you're going to be the champ, and there's other days where you go out like a buster, So it's like, you realize and you understand the strides a lot more of competition. For me and Ally, we're always like level-headed, at the end of the day. We're just like, we laugh about it, we're like, I mean, what else can you do? It's like, we've been at it for so long.
The Civil War is over!
I won an Evo, he won an Evo. I thought it finished correctly. I feel like the rivalry already kind of doesn't exist anymore. We're just good players playing the game, and that's what it is.
Alright, ZeRo's for real right now. He's too fucking lazy right now. Fucking ZeRo, man. Alright, let's go ZeRo. Let's go ZeRo. Fucking hate ZeRo, man. The lazy motherfucker.
Why? Wait, where are you guys even going? What are you?
Now, if I were to ask the same question as I asked you last time, like, what are your thoughts on him? And how do you think he is as a person? What kind of response would you give?
He's very He's very kind. He cares a lot about other people. Like he's not the type of person that like tries to have everything for himself. Like he's very selfless.
The person that people think he is, like a lot of people don't like him because he plays Diddy Kong and dumb reason like that. But if you know from all the stuff he did or from where he comes from, that's incredible what he did. It was just, I don't know anybody, almost anyone that came that low to where he is now.
Like a lot of people probably have the perception of him as a troll, maybe slightly more arrogant than what he really is. But like if you actually have a conversation with him, he always makes the environment of the room more lighter and more enjoyable to be. And he's always great company. He has that ability to always bring that to a room, and I think that's so valuable.
But I've known him since Brawls. Like I just still knew ZeRo a little bit. I knew he was like someone that really was trying to get somewhere in Smash, be the best. And I respect that. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. So.
I feel that the rivalry basically ended after Civil War, and it seemed like they kind of buried the hatchet. It's not necessarily the rivalry completely ended there, but it definitely took a shift after Civil War. It seemed like it became more of a friendly rivalry.
Fighting for stage control at the moment.
Oh, the forward smash. Not enough. But the back air will do it. That is the 3-1. ZeRo going to win the Civil War battle here at Midwest Mayhem 8. The Lucina coming in the clutch.
2017, then ZeRo came back roaring. He beat him at Midwest Mayhem 8. He lost to him at DreamHack Austin, but ZeRo beat him again there. So it was like back and forth.
A large part of the reason that Ally was able to be so dominant over ZeRo for such a long period of time was just in his head, because once he allows it to build up, it's like you enter the match on tilt. And that's not a good way to succeed in being victorious over your opponent. Through a deeper level of study of Ally's play, the cloud that Ally was able to put over ZeRo is now kind of being vanquished. That being said, Ally is still one of our most feared and respected opponents, so I wouldn't count him out for anything. I think he's definitely still a major threat, but it is definitely now to the point where I would say that I would go into that set as comfortably as I would with any other top player.
When the rivalry changed, I feel like it just became less meaningful. It's something that still mattered to the people, but it was just in a different form because the passion from it came from a different place.
In a matter of seconds, man, Ally making every single hit count, and the limit was expended at some point, and the up smash is the decider right there. We didn't see him bring it out too often, but what he did, god damn, did it have an impact.
Game falls into loser's bracket, so that means that your winners finals. It's the classic, baby.
Classic, baby.
They couldn't do it at Civil War, but they're doing it here. ZeRo against Ally. We're gonna have that coming up for you very soon.
Favorite set with Ally, Smash and Splash 3.
I think it was a really good set. I think it was really good set. One of the best.
A master class in Smash footsies.
That set, I got to commentate that set, and that set was legendary. You know what I mean? Like that was some of the most back and forth action you've ever seen. And there was a lot on the line because ZeRo was looking to get that another big tournament win, right? It had been like an event or two since he got one, and then Ally was the two-time defending champion of Smash and Splash. So a lot on the line for both those guys, made it really compelling.
So ZeRo versus Ally, again.
It's, it's become one of those classic rivalries. You look at their sets between, 2016, 2017, 3-7 in the favor of Ally.
Okay, so it started with Lucina against Mario. He's not gonna go Lucina again.
As a JV2 stock, I do not think ZeRo was ready for that.
Not at all.
Choosing Diddy Kong, he's switching off. Go! Everybody is so scared. Ally trying to get the up smash. Excellent tech from ZeRo.
Seriously.
He's not going to be safe, but he does get grabbed. He is up 2-0. ZeRo says we're going right back, trying to squelch that momentum.
Go! When the mean, aggressive there, ZeRo not playing around right.
Whoa!
Boogie on him.
ZeRo's on stage. He's in a terrible position.
And that's going to wrap things up. ZeRo falling 3-0, and this three-peat looking a little more likely as he books himself a trip to grand final.
Ally 3 owes me with the swiftness, it wasn't really a close set, it was just like, yeah, Ally beat ZeRo, that's how it is,
I was pretty confident I was gonna win at that point. I thought I did damage to him, like mental damage.
And then, I win my losers finals match, and I make it to grands, and then we just proceed to have this last hit every single match.
3, 2, you knew this showdown was moving, man. You knew. Kind of like a flashback to last year when you really think about it, man.
We're just like swinging at each other. We're jumping off the level. People are teching. People are going under the level. Explosions left and right. It was actually crazy.
Ally trying to get these up airs. Double K. Oh my God! He's able to get back. And now ZeRo at 194. And he misses the grab!
Is it enough? It is! Wow, ZeRo! That man's clutch factor cannot be called into question with plays like that.
Know how your character trades. Understanding where you can challenge situations and when you can't, and knowing not to give your opponent too much respect in certain situations, because Ally adapts so fast. Just so confident in what he does.
Oh my God! And that is the scary thing about Ally, just the slow creep, man. But it is ZeRo with the wherewithal and the commitment right there to send us into overtime. Game 5 has arrived. My goodness, and a little too close to Ally right there with some solid DI. Keep it. Oh, no! Oh, there it is. How else could it shape up? It had to come down to a moment like this, baby.
You could not ask for a more fitting movie finish.
That was perfect. I was laughing. I was like, oh my God, I can't lose this happening again at the same tournament.
This is the moment of truth. Ally exploding the barrels. One more stock. The chant in the crowd.
I think it was a good set. Like, I'm not gonna lie, one of the classic. I always go game 5 against ZeRo. When I lost to him, I was like, yeah, there's nothing I could say. I wanted to win, but whatever.
I was able to clutch it out last second, but like even then, it's just like it's too much. The overall attitude we had as competitors, I feel like it was fun to play. I feel like Ally felt good with that set in a sense that he wasn't like angry, but it felt good to play. It felt like we gave it our all, you know, and somebody had to win, unfortunately. But like we did our best, you know, everyone enjoyed it, we enjoyed it, everyone feels good after it, you know? It was kind of like that.
That set was absolutely incredible. Like if anyone has not seen that, they need to watch it because it really was that good.
It was just good for the storyline too, man. Like a lot of people really appreciated that gameplay because it was just so entertaining to watch.
So a lot of you guys probably heard by now, well, I'm not going to Genesis. Some people have been like kind of like spreading rumors about what's going on. So I figured I should make a video and talk about what's going on. Pretty much, I'm not competing anymore for now. The truth is that I lost passion for Smash 4. I love this game, I really do. It really means a lot to me. It has a special place in my heart. I've had some amazing, spectacular, and unforgettable times competing in tournaments this past few years. The wins, the losses, and the fire I felt within me to keep fighting for my dream is what kept me alive these years. However, I just don't have that fire that I used to have for Smash 4. I always wanted to be the best player in the world in Smash. It was pretty much what I wanted to do the most in life. Today, as I'm sharing this document, the PGR just released its last part to finish their rankings for the second half of 2017, PGR 4. Once again, I was able to hold on to my #1 title, best in the world. It's the result of my efforts that I've been able to finish every single ranking as the best player. I want to allow myself to try and focus on something different. I want to release myself from the shackles of fear and prove the little voice in the back of my head that I can succeed in something else, that I am capable of just being more than just being good at one thing. I want to challenge myself and diversify what I'm capable of. With no regrets, at this point, I can walk forward from this. That's what I want to do. I will do my best this year, and I'll make it a year that I'm gonna be proud to look back on. And I really hope you guys do the same. With that said, I'll see you guys around.
Where do we see Ally going now? I think that's like one thing that's like interesting because like I feel like Ally's still like in this like very weird space where he's just like has these highs and then he just drops down and like he just sinks.
What keeps me playing is just like I feel like the scene is not dying like compared to Brawl. I see a lot of new players come in and out, and it's like I don't know. It just feels like alive to me. And I mean, I do like playing Smash and playing against other people. So that's just me being competitive, like just like wanting to win. During the Brawl days, I was a little like oh, a loss. I was like really upset and all that stuff. And eventually I was just like, okay, you know what? It's part of losing is part of life, and it's like you can't win everything that you go to. I've won Evo, I've won Get On My Level, I've won Smash and Splash, I've won. I beat the best of the best.
Will we see that Ally again? Will we see that kind of rise? And will that spur anything? I definitely feel that for ZeRo and being the competitor that he is, I understand why he's taking a break right now. But I do think it would be very hard for him to sit idly by if we had Ally dominating. I think it would be very interesting to see like Ally kind of come back into form, which I think is possible. I think his character is very capable of doing it.
You're not gonna win every tournament. I'm not gonna win every tournament. I might not even place top 8 at this tournament. You never know. So eventually I just started saying like, all right, if I lose, it's okay. There's so many more tournaments coming up.
But I think that part of the thing that we kind of like about Ally and love about Ally is also the thing that sometimes hinders him, where he's just kind of like, I'm just gonna beat to my own drum. And I think I'm just gonna just play and do that, and I'm not really gonna be the one who's gonna sit down in a lab and study these combos and this and that. I'm just gonna do my thing, and then if it works, then it works. If I'm a champ, I'm a champ. If I'm a buster, I'm a buster. That's kind of just the way he goes. And then he just goes to a tournament and just flies out the moment it's done. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would love if it did. I think that'd be a hell of a storyline.
Any last statements you want to make? Any thought that you've always had in your head that you'll be like, I would love to say this, but nobody ever asked you about it? Like anything like that? Any statements?
I just want everyone to enjoy themselves. The reason I say this is because life is so short, right? I'm the type of person that's seen a lot of death, right? I've seen people die. I've had close people to me die. I've had family members die. So it's like I've seen people that I love and they're gone, So whatever I wanted to say to them, I cannot say it. So I think I just want to give a small reminder, that like sometimes life may be longer or shorter than we expected. Life is very unfair. You're going to be dealt a hand that you may like, you may not like. People don't know what you had. People have no idea how you're going to play it, but I want you to try. I want you to make an effort, a conscious effort, to try to make the best play that you can make with whatever tools you have at the moment. Don't try to look at the other player's hand because you don't know what they are. They may look better, they may look worse. Life is very miserable if you constantly compare yourself to someone else. But at the end of the day, you have your hand and you know what it is. So try to make of it the best play that you can. And I feel like if everyone had that mindset, I feel like a lot of things will be better in life. I want you to try, and I don't want you to give up.
Awesome. Got no more words.
All right, cool.